This is not a scary video. You can watch it all the way through because I have probably the most important information that I've had since the last prediction I made, which came true, by the way. And you can watch my predictions in the past and see that I told in advance not just exactly what would happen, but how to prepare for things that I sensed were going to be coming. And I help you to spiritually get in check with that, because you can fly through this, and how you can get ready for 2022. I usually don't do this. I usually do it in October, and I'll have more information then. But it is August of 2021, and I'm going to share with you some of the things that are to come. I'm going to name the new year for you. I usually give it a name. This is the year of expansion. I'm going to talk about how those two work together, and I'm going to give you some amazing, wonderful things to do now. There's nothing to fear, I promise you. Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears, live an amazing life. Somebody said, you looked okay before, Landria, thanks a lot, but you look different now and vibrant, and maybe it's that Florida sun, because I go for at least a 2 to 5 to 10 mile walk every day, and I'm outside in it. I'm not lying in it, but you know, you can't help but get that sunshine on your face, and yeah, it's a good thing. I shifted my energy. This is what's going to happen for all of us. You cannot avoid this. You are part of a collective, and the energy is shifting. The frequency of the planet is raising. This is why the veils are coming down. We're realizing that that matrix that was in place, that holographic universe, all the rules are changing because frequencies do that. Vibration, everything's a vibration, and a frequency is either a more dense or higher vibration, basically. So in other words, a frequency, the higher frequency, is more loose and open and beautiful, and then a lower frequency is more dense and closed in, all right? A rock versus a cloud. And that's really comes down to, now as human beings, we have a totally different ballgame going there. We have choice. Now here's what I want to share with you. This is so critical, because I'm going to share some amazing things that you could get started doing right now that could change your life in the planet. I promise you, I'm going to share that information with you. So, this was the year, we had the year of transition. Transition was when we started to get our act together and realize we're not loving our lives and exploring all the things out there. The next year was transformation. Transformation was when I predicted what was going to happen, and that we were going to transform in a completely new way of life, unlike we've never known. Then I told you that this year was the year of expansion. Why expansion? Because we now are going into that space where our world has changed. It's been rocked. We'll never go back again, thank goodness. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And expansion means we're going into that higher frequency of openness. And when you go into that space, I call it the miracle space. You Miracle Circle students know this. We go into the miracle space. We tap into everything that we've always had access to, that we are. And we actually experience that. When you're in a fear and you're in a lower density, you're here and you're experiencing all of those negative feelings. And you're, of course, in the basement, in the mansion, with all the other people that are in fear. And we don't want to stay there. We don't even know there's a penthouse when we're there. It's dark and musty, and there's all kinds of icky things down there. We have to expand and realize, wait a minute, I can hear some noises up there. Is that music? Is that champagne glasses clinking? Yeah, well, guess how you get up to that floor, that penthouse where everything's beautiful, the view. People are amazing. They love one another. There's no fear. There's nothing but giving and love. Your frequency has to go up in order to get that elevator to move up. And that's all you're doing right now. If you want to go into that space, in the same planet, on the same planet that's experiencing all the things we're going to and continue to, you have to go into a different space of frequency, and then it will go up and up and up. All right, so what does that mean for you? The next year, that means expansion, right? We're going to go into it. That is you getting ready for the completely different and new earth that we will be living. Whether it's in the low frequency or the high one, it will be a different reality. It already is. It's never going back. We have way too much information. We've seen the damages we've done. So expansion means we are looking all at the tipping point, square in the face of what we've done to the planet. And it's tipped over. Things are dying. Animals are dying. Fish are dying. Our waters are polluted. We're seeing the tipping point. It's in our face now. We see aliens now. You can't hide aliens from us because we're seeing them blatantly, recording them. We have equipment now. We're way more advanced. We're in an expansive mode where everything's being revealed. Now, this is what I want to share with you. And that is 2022 is the year of action. We now know that we cannot live the way we have. It is what has brought us to where we are now, including our illnesses. And that is that everything that we have and do is pretty much not healthy. Now, those of you who go into this spiritual space, and I told you, look under the sink in your kitchen, you probably have chemicals there. You're living in chemicals. I'm going to share some things with you because we're going to go into action, and we're still in the year of expansion. And they cross over. It just doesn't happen on January 1st. And so we're going to use this year to expand into how can I make an amazing difference. Now, here's the really cool part. If you are on my mailing list or you on my landria.net, I just posted a blog said how to make millions and change the planet. I want to incentivize you. You know, for every problem out there, there's a solution. So, first of all, I'm going to start making big changes. One is, I'm not going to put the name here. One is this coffee that I use that is in plastic, and I found out that we only recycle less than 9% of everything. So, big whoop. I'm not going to use plastic anymore at any cost. Sometimes you have to do certain things, but if you have a choice, you have to make the higher choice. I'm going to go to coffees that are for small companies locally, and I'm going to get in paper bags. I don't use anything but my ceramic and metal interiors. Plastic that you're drinking out of is poisoning you. It's affecting your entire body. It's affecting everything. And then that plastic goes out in the ocean and it's killing the fish. That plastic that you put anything in is leaching into your water or beverage, glass, or do anything you can to eliminate any use at all. Now here's the millions part. When you start making these choices, you realize, well, I don't have a lot of options out there. Create the options. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm creating a new company where I am training only spiritually conscious, sustainable companies, businesses online. I'm helping people create those. I have training that's going to be launched at the end of this year. I have what's called the marketplace. You have to qualify. So the marketplace is anybody who has anything really cool that helps the planet, that has great products or services, gets to be in my marketplace. You have to qualify for that. I have what's called the Artists Gallery, the Artist Showcase, Artists will get to host training sessions for the globe, the public, the people that I'm going to invite in. And so they get to teach things that may be artistic or fun, or how you can do things that are positive. And so we'll have workshops that the public can pay for, very inexpensive, and then it helps those business owners to flourish. I was going to say survive. We don't want to just survive, to flourish. And so you'll learn something new. You get to take these classes, and if you're one of those people, you can qualify for that. I have a third one that's called Angels Only, and Angels Only is a private group for women entrepreneurs. Sorry guys, the reason I did this is because we're big sacrificers, and we're always giving, and there's a lot of lack of self-love and confidence there. The huge need for women who are nurturers to start to do things for themselves and empower themselves. So that's the third thing. It's part of my group. Now, my question to you is, what can you do that could be not just great for the planet? It could actually be something you do for a living. Actions required. So expansion is, okay, if we have all these problems, what are solutions? What's a solution to coffee that comes in plastic? I'm going to show people, that you don't have to order coffee in plastic in bulk, and give them really good, reasonable ways. My Miracle Circle is less than $30 an entire month. Hours and hours and hours of training and a live meditation and, a Miracle Circle with me. Most people charge hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for that. So I'm not only giving, but I'm doing it at a price that makes it really affordable for everybody, and it covers what it costs me to run those platforms. This you can do. You don't have to go into that space of, making a ton of money at the sacrifice of other people. How about giving, and giving quality and value and earning in a way that makes sense, that you can flourish, and they're making better choices? Is there something you can do? Is there a problem? Find the solution. How do I solve this? So now I'm making my coffee. No more coffee makers. I'm done. There's a coffee maker, and I got very sick because there's obviously bacteria in there, and I'm not going to be using it anymore. I don't need a coffee maker. Guess what? I'm boiling water, and I'm pouring in. I got this at American Tea and Coffee Company. It's got this in it. It's metal. You got your little container you use over and over and over again. And I'm putting my coffee in there, I pour the hot water, and I drink it. I don't need a whole pot of coffee, all right? And so I'm thinking this is a big solution. Instead of me buying another coffee maker and, having a coffee maker in a dump somewhere or in our oceans. This is how it works, and you are that important. What can you start doing? Because 2022 is action. Now, we can talk about, and I will talk about what is to come. Everything that you see that's going to be uncomfortable is the reflection of how we've been living, which is our opportunity to say, how can we change that? How can I contribute to the positive change? Not sitting in fear going, this is happening, they're making us do that, blah, 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 blah. Shut your pie hole and start focusing on the difference that you can make on this planet. So say, okay, what's happening out there? What are some options and things that I can present that are super positive, that don't impose my opinion or this is what you should do? And people would just say, here's an option for you to get water that's not in plastic. So I'll tell you why. Now I'm going to have to spend a fortune on water, because I won't buy water in plastic. I used to have a glass container that I went to Whole Foods, and I could fill it up for 29 cents a gallon or 39 cents a gallon. I can't find a Whole Foods. I can't find anybody who offers that. So I'm going to have a company that puts water right at the source in glass and then delivers it. I'm going to have to pay for that, because at the end of the day, going cheap and drinking plastic chemicals doesn't make any sense. We're going to have to make those choices. But what if you had a solution to that? What if you got that spring water or that source of water that's healthy, and you had a place that could go in every place, every grocery store, every health food store, and people could get their glass containers and fill it up themselves? I don't find that very often. These are things you can do, and you can make money doing it, and they can save money on water because it's expensive to buy water in plastic that's poison. I'm telling you that the opportunities are huge. Now, I was a former investment banker for 20 years. People that made the most money came up with innovative things. They became billionaires. I used to work with billionaires. They were always doing stuff that was so out of the box, and they stopped listening to other people, and they started doing things. Now, what if we focused our attention on the big change and got ready for it by creating all of these healthy, positive solutions, sustainable? helping the environment. How do we clean this up? We have red tide here. Millions of fish are dying. They're trying to figure out how to neutralize that. Besides not dumping chemicals in there, how do we end that? And how do we fix the problems that we've created at this point? When you focus 100% on that, you will change the world. You'll change your whole life. You will change your income. You won't have to go to a job you hate that destroys the planet. You will be the catalyst for positive change. I'm telling you, this is a huge movement. And my contribution is to create a business, an online platform for those people to do that. That's how I do it. Instead of me creating one company that has a solution, I'm going to create a platform for all those companies, and I'm going to teach you how to create a business to do that. You have to come with the idea, and I will have resources to sustainability. How do I get hands on sustainable cloth or sustainable, anything? Who has that? And how do I get it? And how do I make what it is I want to present to the world? And then you, as a consumer, you support those businesses. And I'm telling you what, the big boys, they start changing their direction. Because if we are putting our attention on health and happiness and the environment, then they'll have to start supplying that because they want to make money. I don't really care what their intentions are. Eventually, hopefully, they'll be good. But if their intentions are to just make money and they heal the planet doing it, I'm all for it. 2022 is the year of action. We are in expansion. Go into that expansion space. Quit worrying about what's happening, who's doing what, who's on Twitter, blah, blah, blah. I want you to go into that expansive space if you want to join us in the penthouse and say, wow, okay, this is a huge opportunity. More millionaires are made in down markets. Yeah, you know why? Because they don't go into fear. They're like, here's some opportunities. Not always good ones, but we have good ones. How do we clean up the air, the soil? How do we clean up our bodies? How do we help people? How do we help autism? So many of you studied this stuff. What are good things that holistic products that I can present to the world? And better do your homework on that. Right? And make sure that no animal is killed or tested on. And so we have to change the world one light being at a time if we want to end this big cataclysm that's going to come at some point. We can change it right now. It doesn't have to happen. The planet can start healing you. This is the new earth. Then you go into the new earth. You go into high frequency. And don't worry about anybody else is not doing it. You're not concerned about their choices. You're concerned about your choices to allow them to make better choices. All right? Well, I'm not talking about standing by. Action. 2022 is action. And it all is peace, solutions, working together as a community. 100%. Anybody's got some nasty crap to say, they can go back in the basement, as far as I'm concerned. If that's where you want to hang out, that's your choice. I'm not going to judge that. But you're not allowed in the penthouse with that attitude. If you have a good solution, come on up. Let's talk about it over champagne, overlooking the vista of the clean, beautiful planet that we're going to create. This is the new earth. This is the year of action coming up. Get ready, because expansion means not just me spiritually. I'm going to expand into that higher frequency in every area of my life. What I put in my body, what I do, what I speak about, what I think, what I believe, how I help other people, who I am in the community. Everything. How do I treat this planet? How do I think of that other person? Am I judging them? Are they the problem? No. You're looking at you. And when you become amazing, the amazing person you already are, they will get that message via quantum field. And they will most likely start making higher choices. They're going to feel it. It's going to feel right. It's going to feel good. And they're going to do it on their own because it's an independent decision we all get to make. Are you ready for this? We're going to talk more about the year of action. As we get closer, I will start to tell you what I'm picking up on, because the reason I usually do it toward the end of the year is because we keep shifting our reality. When we make higher choices, the things that may have happened aren't going to happen. The negative things. We can repair a lot right now. And if we do that, the earth, the planet's frequency will continue to go up, and she'll be singing, and everything's going to rejoice and be happy. And yeah, do you remember when we went on lockdown? The birds were deafening. The wildlife was cray amazing. The oceans were singing. What's happening now? We went right back to what we were doing. We are not learning, are we? I want you to ask yourself if you're ready to make the higher choice. Or if you're going to sit there and say, poor little me, I don't want to be here, I don't like it. All right, get out of your ego, because you're not getting out of anything. You have spiritual butt kick. You have to come back. You will come back, and you might be a slug that somebody steps on because you have no appreciation for who and what you are right now. I'm sorry, this is tough talk, but the bottom line is, if you're on my channel saying that stuff, you're only thinking about yourself. Start thinking about another person who might need you, who could benefit from you reading a book to them, or making a meal for them, or gardening for and with them. That's giving. That's going out there into that's the expansive space. And then maybe you won't be thinking about poor little me anymore. Sorry, this channel isn't poor little me. You hold the power of the universe, and I know that. Everyone does. We're all equal. There's no one above or below you. These things you shall do and more, and that you do to the least of us, you do to me, said Christ. What's the least of us? Who do you think's the least of us? Whatever you're thinking about them, what are you judging, you're doing to me. The highest of the highest power in the universe, of which you are also. You do it to yourself. Are you ready to let go? Are you ready to let go? We're going to go into an amazing time period between now and 2022. Get ready. We're going to start to create and expand and get ideas and collaborate. It's going to be beautiful. And when I launch my new business, I actually have a YouTube channel connected to that. I'll announce it when I'm ready to launch. And those of you, get ready. If you have ideas, get ready. I'll help you to learn how to create those businesses. We're going to have private groups, private marketplaces. We're going to open it up to the world. You're going to have to qualify, so do your work. Work on this. Is exciting, isn't it? Holy cow, what if I could teach people music and do things that are, not always on a cell phone or whatever. So many things you can create. If there's a problem out there, there's a solution. And you're here to create it, to pull it in, and you will receive money in abundance. And then I'll use my abundance and I will give it to you. I'm so happy to share abundance. When I have abundance, I'm like, yes, here, are you doing some good things here? Here's money, here's money, here's money. Because I want to help you to accelerate the positive things that you're wanting to do. This is how the world works right now. Those things you see out there, fear, get out of it. You know what? It's all positive change because it's getting rid of that old world. Bye-bye. Right? Who wants to live in that? Struggle doing something you hate, have a heart attack and die on your vacation in Florida? Yeah. Is that how we lived? Yeah, that's how we lived. And you're like, this is it? I just spent 30 years or 30 or 40 years working for this? No, your life is amazing and it can be anything you want. Don't you question that. Are you ready? Those of you are in the Miracle Circle, congratulations. Do the work. By the way, I'm putting more videos and more stuff in there, so be sure to check back in the past lessons. Come on over, those of you who haven't joined the Miracle Circle. It's pretty damn powerful. I'm getting some unbelievable responses about what's happening for people. Manifest Anything's down below. Sign up. It's free. I have a free mobile app you'll get when you sign up. You can download 5 different reminders all day. It's called What Am I Manifesting? And I talk to you 2 to 4 minutes, 5 times a day. A reminder comes on to remind you that thought's manifesting. What am I manifesting? I'm going to be here every step of the way. And if you want these tools, I will give with joy because you're amazing and beautiful. And those of you who want to get internet training, this is the same training I got. This is really extensive. This is not what the training I'm going to do is not going to be as extensive as this, but it will launch any online business effectively. This is serious stuff. If you want to do products or services, or if you want to be an affiliate marketer, that's when you promote other products and services that you like. Highly spiritual group, come on over. This is a free video series. You can see if that's for you. It's not expensive. Listen, no more complaining. Just talk to the hand. Shut your pie hole. All right, you're whole and perfect, strong and powerful. Hey, please subscribe and share these. I want to empower people. Share this one. Share this video. Tell people what we're going to do. Tell people what we're going to do because they can participate. And if they're on my email list, they'll find out about my new platform, and maybe they'll get busy and say, you know what, I think I have a solution for that water thing, or you know, making coffee or whatever. I have some cool solutions, and you know, sustainable materials and healthy. Yeah, get busy. Get busy. Whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Subscribe. Blessings to you, my friend. No, I didn't have a pot of coffee. Remember? I'm not doing the pot of coffee anymore. Namaste.